Today we're going to be looking at PGA Tour 2K21 with Justin Thomas being the cover athlete. And you'll see on here that it's showing a picture of him wearing his standard Titleist hat. And that is the last time you'll see it, because Titleist, for some reason, is not in the game. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So just kind of diving into a little bit about the big changes that you see in this year's version after two previous models of the golf club. It does show current FedEx standings, with your own creative player in there, and you can see Justin Thomas, Gary Woodland, Mark Leishman, Justin Rose, and many, many others. Also, this is the first time they're introducing real sponsors that you actually see out on tour. So you see Adidas, Bridgestone, Callaway, TaylorMade, Wilson, and the two big ones that are missing, you won't see Cobra, even though you do see a lot of Bryson DeChambeau, and you won't see Titleist. And this just gives you a quick little outline of previous rounds and other tournaments that you've played so far. Obviously, I'm playing this on a low skill level, because I was trying to unlock as many things as possible for this review. And we're going to go ahead and pick up and take a look at the My Player, which I feel like there's a little more versatility with it this year than the previous. That's pretty close to what I actually look like. And then diving into the clubs, you see I've got a TaylorMade bag set up. But they have some of the old golf club, previous clubs that were in there. And then, of course, you see the Bridgestone is interesting because, to my knowledge, they weren't making clubs anymore. But Bridgestone is in here as a club manufacturer. Wilson. You'll see Ben Hogan in here as well. Callaway is in here. And they're using the players' models. And there's the Ben Hogan Club, the new Maverick driver from Callaway. So it looks pretty good. All right, and going to the irons, there's also a pretty good selection of irons. I'll be honest, I haven't been able to test too many of the different manufacturers, because it is surprisingly difficult to accumulate money in this game. So you'll see the new Callaway Maverick Pro irons. You have the new TaylorMade irons in there, and there's a couple different other ones. This is the Wilson, kind of the hybrid set that is not popular and does not exist on tour at all, but just kind of a fun thing to have in there. And then putters. There's a good selection of putters in here, clear through to, you'll see an Odyssey putter in here. Of course, Ben Hogan, you got your Wilson. And different colorways too, for some of the clubs. So a cool little touch. You get to add your little personal spin. There's the Odyssey putter. Yeah, it's the Triple Track 10 that goes along with the new golf ball. But moving back in, the clothing is actually not as refined. You used to be able to kind of make additions and changes to it. That is out now. Now we're going to take a look at the Create a Course feature. Many things are the same as they were last year and the year before. You still have access to the overall community's courses, whichever have been published by people. Some of them are pretty crazy, very difficult. Some of them are just super easy. But you still can, manipulate, how many trees you want, what type of terrain. You have desert, you got your countryside, kind of a rustic, I guess like a Midwestern feel. But there's many different options for that, and how you can personalize your golf course that you create. Shows you the overall layout of the course. We're going to add just a little bit of water in here. And you can see the water shows up. So we got quite a bit of water in there, kind of aggressive. But you can change all kinds of settings in here, add a whole bunch of trees. Let's see how much. Yep, there it is. Pretty much in a forest with a whole bunch of water. I do like it. It appears they made things more detailed. Just a lot more. I don't know if they just improved the light source or if they did actually put more detail into the actual, the trees and the rocks and the animals they put in here. But it has like a really, really nice create a course feel to it. So it gives you a couple options here, just to kind of walk you through how you can create it, different things you can do, changing the elevation, adding objects. You can add vehicles still, animals. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna add a couple. We're gonna add a herd of deer on the fairway, and then we're gonna test out the course because I found something very interesting and a little bit funny. You can even dictate where you want the wind coming from. So you can kind of, if you want to have a really difficult par 3 hole that, is just fighting a lot of wind, you can set that up specifically so that way how to kind of prepare that course to make it as challenging as you want it to be. So you can add, crocodiles, snakes, all that fun stuff again. I'm not sure with these type of trees. You'd be seeing crocodiles here, and of course, that you can't have a golf course without the ability to put fish in a pond. So we do have the sea life category. You can put signs, bridges, equipment. You get to pick, like, if you want a big crowd of people at certain points on the course, you can do that. You can place grandstands. As you can see, the shadow of the hot air balloon. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. We're going to pick up on the 5th hole of this tournament that I was doing. And you'll see a lot during the loading screens. You'll see still images of Ian Poulter, Bryson DeChambeau, Justin Thomas. The big TaylorMade golfers are not in here. But you see a lot of like DeChambeau. There are rivalries in here with real golfers, so that part is cool. And as you'll see, they'll kind of mix in some of those clips of them when they're playing on the course in between your rounds, your holes.
Welcome back to our PGA Tour coverage here on 2K Sports.
And what you saw right there is an introduction of a putter aid. So you can kind of line up the ball first, and then if you hit X, it will kind of track where you're aiming and the path of the ball if you hit it that way. So we're going to hit a little draw here. Little wind coming from the left. Puts it in the middle of the fairway. We're going to hit the 5-wood here.
That should find the short stuff.
Try and cut it into the wind a little bit so it doesn't move too much.
Playing this shot from about 210 yards out. 4 strokes off the lead.
It would have been great if I hold this, but I just missed it right.
Looks like they've got the
pretty good shot overall, and this is a pretty straight putt, but you'll see the tracer. So as long as I hit it at that 30%, it should be in. And it is.
These opportunities, especially when it's for birdie.
Putt is underway.
And the graphics look fantastic. All the scenery, the trees. I feel like they put more shading in, so it kind of makes everything pop. And this is one of those highlights I was talking about.
To the 8th hole.
So you got the Northwest Open. They go back to the 8th hole.
It's about 100 yards to the pin.
And chips it in. He's who my current rival is right now.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. Yeah, that one's looking good.
And that's interesting. I just noticed on the back of the hat, it does say Cobra, but the clubs aren't in the game. That's very interesting.
So after that hole, this is what the leaderboard looks like.
All right, now on to the 6th, little par 3. Got some wind coming from the left. So I'm going to hit it pretty straight up.
You've reached a par 3. Let's keep our laser focus.
I'm going to go a little bit deep. On this hole, you'll get to see a little bit better use of the putting aid. You still have what I call those marching ants to kind of show you the pace of the green and the slope. And so it misses by about 8 inches to a foot to the left, so I got to adjust to the right. And I didn't hit it quite hard enough with the line that I had. I ended up lipping out. So tap this in for par.
It was on a good line. Right on 4 feet. Should make this one.
Just some of the cinematic things they put into the game really gave a better overall presentation than in any of the previous
Justin Thomas
versions.
is our current leader.
Alright, par 4, we're going to hit a fade.
This par 4 hole.
Get some help from the wind. Get down there 300 yards. And here comes another highlight.
And this effort by Gary Woodland.
We got Gary
was just
Woodland.
A little while ago.
Sometimes I feel like these highlights shouldn't really be highlights. Like, they're pretty close, but they're better shots. But you'll see a lot of those highlights. I don't know if they put those in to kind of help with loading or anything like that, or if it really was just aesthetics, just to kind of improve the feel of the game. I'll admit, sometimes it does seem like there's too many of them. I'll put that one pretty close. This is a simple putt for birdie. This is the putter track.
Chewing fiber.
Sinks it in, crowd goes wild, and we get some more really cool scenic shots.
They make it. They're into the top 5. Well hold. I will take that. Also into the top 5 now.
We're going to one more hole here.
After that hole. Just a couple of
Another
play here
draw.
on the
Put in the middle
Here's
of the fairway.
at the 8th. Left nothing in the tank on that one. That was pummeled.
Cut into that wind a little bit. I will say the pace of the swing is extremely important in this game. I feel like it's more touchy than it was last year. If you come down a little bit too quick, you will hook it, and it will not go where you want it to go. Here's another Bryson highlight. In the last 3 holes, he's chipped in 2. So, that's one of those things where I feel like it might be a little bit too much in the way of the highlights, but overall it is a pretty cool experience. And you know, I do think that this is the best golf game since the old school Tiger Woods that was from EA. So overall, I really like this game. It's definitely an improvement from the previous years. Yes, there's still room for improvement, but it's a big step in the right direction. And watch this one last hole, because I think I put this one pretty close. I clubbed down to the 5 foot, to the 5 wood, let it roll up, and a couple yards short. But
with the 5 wood.
We're going to go ahead and tap this in, and we'll let you enjoy the rest of the highlights for the next couple minutes. And definitely worth giving this game a shot. PGA Tour 2K21, a big win in my book.
It's on a good line. Well done. Take the birdie. And that will take him to 3 under. Well, Rich, as we make the turn to the back 9, get in. They've made it. Off to a great start today.
Absolutely. You love to see those going in early. It sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Well, that's a lovely way to get going. They've already started this event under par.
Can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first, Luke. Good start.
Time to tee off at the 2nd. Left nothing in the tank on that one. That was pummeled. Playing from around 230 yards. Seems to have chosen the 3 wood. Oh, that was left all the way off the club. From the sand, looking to get up and down. Oh, Rich, that's the special stuff. And that will move him up the leaderboard as well. Oh, that's an absolute beauty, hey, Beamer. Why don't we take another look at it?
What's the strategy? What's going on through their mind? Attack it or lay back?
Great drive, this one. They could get all the way onto the surface. I just love the aggressive play there, Rich.
Oh, how about that shot? Taking out the big stick and going ahead and knocking her on. Love it.
Get in the hole. Look at him just surging ahead at the top of the leaderboard. And let's have one more look at that shot. Leading by a whopping 7 shots after that one.
And leading. What's the strategy? What's going on through their mind? Attack it or lay back?
Oh, that is flushed. Get on the green. The power play, you gotta love it. Going with the 7. Anywhere up on that dance floor would be nice. That goes down for an eagle.
Astounding, simply astounding. What a hole out. What a play.
Well, that's worth a replay. Let's take another look.